Hello there YouTube, my name is Chuggy and today I'm playing some more Battlefield 3, playing some Conquest on Carg Island as you can see. I think this is the first Carg gameplay I've ever uploaded, so yeah, enjoy it. I love this map, personally, but anyway, that aside, today this is part 2, finishing up Recon Win. Today I'm going to be talking about all the bits and bobs I didn't have time to talk about in part 1, and if you're seeing this and you haven't seen part 1, there'll be a link on the screen now, an annotation, it'll be down in the description, all the usual places. I highly recommend you check it out, because essentially this is going to be, well, tying up a few things I didn't have time to talk about, as well as a few advanced tactics to employ while being a recon, including one kind of trick shot, it's not really, but and it's not trick shot as in 360 no-scope or any of that arcade silly jazz, wink wink. There's actually a way of being able to line up a shot without being, or without using the scope. So it's not quite a no-scope, you are looking down the scope, and I'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway, so yeah, I highly recommend you check out part 1. If you haven't, and you're still here and you haven't checked out part 1, I can sum up in a sentence, but you'll be missing out on a lot of good advice, which is basically, when you're playing the recon kit, you are not a sniper. Used to be the case, basically, not anymore. If you just snipe, you're not doing your job. You're not playing the game properly, you're letting your team down, and you will lose, frankly. And that was probably a really big problem that Bad Company 2 had, that you'd have Team Wookiee, as I used to call them. There's loads of bushes sat up on a hill somewhere, doing nothing, just shooting people and normally missing. Not fun at all. Anyway, that was how it was. Battlefield 3, I'd say, is much better. It gives you a lot more variety. So, one thing I wanted to talk about in the previous video is essentially playstyle. I kind of touched on it towards the end and how you can play it in any way you like. And obviously one very popular playstyle is aggressive recon, getting very up close and personal. And there's no problem with aggressive recon. However, I would say, just as an advisory, not to try and run before you can walk. And I think I said that exact same set of words in my previous video. Aggressive recon is not an easy way to play the recon kit, but it is amazing fun to get pretty dab handy with it. To do that, you need to understand the weapons first, though, I'd say. And this is something I wanted to talk about briefly in the last video, but didn't really have time. Essentially, the recon kit and its sort of stable of recon-only weapons have basically two types of rifle available to you. You have these bolt-action rifles, which are designed for incredibly long range, shooting people from 500-600 meters, no problem, accurate as you like, as long as you can judge bullet drop and all the rest. And you will have no problem. In addition to that, you also have a set of what I call battle rifles, rifles which cannot shoot from 500-600 meters reliably, but they're semi-automatic. There's no bolt action or anything like that. Essentially, the bolt action rifles, I'd say, if you want to be a sniper's sniper, if you want to call it that, you want to be up in a hill a long way away, all that jazz, go for a bolt action rifle. The likes of the SV98, the L96, the M98B, the M40A5, those are your go-to weapons. Please, for the love of God, do not sit up on a hill with an SVD or an SKS or an MK Mod 11, because you are wasting the absolute power that they have over every other rifle, I'd say, in the game. So those rifles are battle rifles. They are very powerful semi-automatic rifles. They're not fully automatic. You will lose to an assault rifle at close range, but if you put yourself in the area kind of just where the assault rifle user would have to think about burst firing or thinking about how they've got to line up the shot, if you can put yourself at that range, and that's normally maybe 100 meters, maybe a little bit less, and you have like an MK Mod 11 or something like that, that is where you will start to do significant damage and start to rack up significant numbers of kills and such with your weapon. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, these weapons are battle rifles. They deal 50-ish, I think, damage at very close range. So thus they're a two-shot kill, one to the head, I believe. And if you use them up close and personal, it might not seem like a natural thing to do. If you use those up close and personal, you will be absolutely fine and dandy. No problems whatsoever. So my advice, which I wanted to give last video, which didn't have the time to do, is understand or try and realise where you're playing the recon kit. If you find yourself at very long range, we're talking, 3, 4, 500 meters, a bolt action will probably be for you. If you find yourself at considerably less than that, a battle rifle will be for you. So the likes of the SVD, the MK Mod 11, the SKS, the QBU-88, the back-to-cock hand variant. All of those weapons will do you absolutely fine. And essentially just initially take the scope off, so you just have the iron sight. That might be quite a strange experience at first, but you'll get used to it. Just take the scope off, have a look at the iron sights, and just double tap the trigger. That was a pretty nice shot there. Just double tap the trigger. You know, just for every shot you fire two, that kind of thing. Aim around the torso, let the recoil take the rifle up towards the head. Just let the rifle do the work. The bullet does an awful lot of damage. It will at 50 damage at point blank, it beats pretty much everything, I think, apart from the 44 Magnum pistol, which does 55. And you can imagine 2 shots within, I don't know, half a second of each other, that's someone dead. Assault rifle might be slightly quicker, because obviously it's fully automatic, but if you put yourself outside the assault rifle's comfort zone, then that's where you have the upper hand. So that's what I'm really saying, and essentially just pick your sort of engagements based on where you find yourself, and what weapon you've got, you know. That's all there is really to it. You may be going, well, again, you hypocrite, look at you, you're running around with an L96, very close range, blah blah blah. Yes, and I can understand you making that point. However, I'm playing a style which I like to call forward recon. This is neither really fully aggressive, as in, you know, getting really up, you know, toe to toe, but it's, you know, it gives me the flexibility that I could go very long range as well. Forward recon is something which really you need to play the recon for a number of hours to kind of get the gist of where you can give it a go. Again, this is kind of using a bolt action rifle. In a nutshell, this is using a bolt action rifle in the same situation you'd use a battle rifle. The problem is though that you only get one shot, and if you miss it, you're in trouble. So you need to be really confident in your ability to be able to hit a target, essentially. And if you miss, all you've got is your sidearm. And actually, I've said this in my L96 review video, that the sign of a good recon will not be necessarily the number of kills he's got with his initial rifle, his sniper rifle, battle rifle, whatever it may be. It'll be the number of kills he's got with his pistol, because that shows, you know, you're willing to either put down the rifle or you can finish off a target with no fear, or something like that. So something to perhaps bear in mind, that actually your choice of sidearm actually is just as important as your choice of rifle. So the one sort of extra point I want to make in a nutshell is find out where, well, when you play the recon, where you're engaging people, and once you kind of get an average, pick the weapon which is right for you. Just because the bolt actions do more damage doesn't necessarily mean that they will you know, kill more people. If you find yourself using them in the wrong place, it won't work. I mean, for example, if you were trying to use MK Mod 11 to shoot this guy right here, you would not stand a chance. And frankly, even with an 8x optic, the L96 here is struggling, and well, I'm not particularly helping here. So I'm having a little sniper battle actually with this chap, and luckily I get the upper hand. And actually, again, something I forgot to mention in my initial video, the lenses give off glare these days, and hence why I was able to figure out and get such an accurate idea where exactly he was between those two containers. The lenses give off glare, but not when you're walking around like this, only when you're sort of looking down the scope. So whenever you're looking for targets or anything like that, don't necessarily look down the scope. Just, you know, keep a wide eye, stay in sort of first-person view like this, I guess, and just spot the movement if you can. That will help you greatly and keep you alive, actually. A number of times I've been able to, well, basically eliminate enemy recons because they've just had their eye down the scope. I call it scope eye. Boss cam. So a little tip for you there. Anyway, to get back a bit more on message, I guess, this forward recon stuff, you get one go, you get one shot, and if you miss, well, you're in trouble, and that is the kind of the payoff. However, the advantage is that you can, well, not only try and engage targets at close range, but also at long range, as you've just seen. So it's not a style I'd recommend to a new recon player, but it's certainly one to bear in mind if you don't want to go fully aggressive, ACOG or iron sight or something like that with a bolt action rifle. You can certainly do a bit of both this way. And again, you know, your sidearm, you need to have faith in your sidearm. And well, my M1911 here, I absolutely adore the thing. So I have absolute faith that if I miss with my bolt action, I'll certainly have a fighting chance to beat anyone, irrespective of what weapon they're using. And well, as you'll be seeing shortly, it can almost even beat USAS 12. All I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, that kind of concludes sort of the forward recon thing, and essentially the choice of weapon to match how you want to play the recon. Completely up to sort of you, where you find yourself most often engaging targets. Just because you're a recon, you've got a little like headshot logo next to your name, doesn't mean you have to be a sniper. And let me just find here the comment on my recon video part 1. Someone asked, what would you advise then in terms of how can you get the best out of like an SMG or a shotgun? What are the best tactics? And Sin Extraordinaire, sorry if I've butchered your name there, asked that. It's a great question. Now, as a general rule of thumb, when I'm playing recon, if I can't see the enemy or have like an idea of where the enemy are, I'm doing something wrong. As I mentioned in part 1 of Recon Win, your job is to try and find out where the enemy are and pass that information on. If you can't see the enemy or guess where they are, you're either in the wrong place, so you need to reposition yourself, or they're doing something sneaky and you need to put your foot up their backside. That can either be with a sniper rifle or whatever you like. Now, playing recon with an SMG or a shotgun, well, first of all, I highly recommend it. In fact, if you want to sort of rank up the recon quickly, unlock all the weapons, it's pretty much the only way you can do it, is just by grabbing an SMG or a shotgun and going nuts, basically. And obviously, the higher you level up, you get weapons which are more and more versatile. For example, the AS Val can hold its own at decent range, but also at close range. As for tactics using these weapons, well, essentially, and well, this is probably the biggest problem I have when I play recon with an SMG or something like that, is don't engage at long range, and that's quite a habit to get out of. Essentially, you're no longer a sniper, or with a sniper rifle or anything like that. You're basically like an assault or whoever else. But just play it the exact same way as you would say, an assault guy. For example, whenever I play assault, I like to get properly up close and personal where I can. And well, as I've talked about it before, I use the M26 mass to finish people off at very, very close range. To just play it the same way. Shotguns obviously they rule the very close range. So grab whichever shotgun you like, with attachments and the things you like, and go crazy with that. Don't be no fool with a USAS 12 in the background, though. As I will talk about in my question and answer video, I'm not too keen on that combo. Anyway, enough of that. SMGs, much the same. Just grab an SMG which suits you and work with it. And just remember that they're SMGs and shotguns. You won't be able to engage targets at very long range anymore. It's kind of a Marmite situation. You'll either be very, very good at long range or very, very good at short range. It can't be both. You can certainly try and make the recon weapons, the sniper rifles, the battle rifles, try and stretch in between that gap, but it takes a little bit of effort. You'll have to trust me on that. So great question, thank you very much for it. And yeah, it's part of the thing which makes the recon kit so special, and why I love to play it, is that it is just so versatile. You can play it pretty much with any weapon, any style, passive or aggressive, and you can do just as much work as anyone else playing it their way. I just love that about the recon, it's so versatile. So, as long as you remember that your job is reconnaissance, telling your team where things are, where people are, and as long as you're aware of that factor as well, you can help to eliminate threats, you can help, turn literally whole games around just by avoiding a situation or telling the team about a situation so it's dealt with. Just bear that in mind and, use your equipment and choose the weapon which is right for you, where you're engaging targets and whatnot. You will go far, much farther than the average recon. And really that kind of wraps up the recon in a nutshell in terms of like the basic stuff which I think you'd really need to know. It's a great kit, as I've mentioned. I love to play it for these exact reasons. Actually, one more thing I would like to add. You may be a recon or spawn as a recon, but that doesn't mean you always have to stay as a recon. For example, I've just jumped in this buggy. Just because I've got a sniper rifle doesn't mean you can't jump in a tank or grab someone else's kit at the time. And this is really generally just a pro tip to you when you're on the battlefield. You know, say you're fighting someone, you run into a buddy, say he's an assault, say he's been killed, you know, 2 guys have been killed, your assault buddy's been killed, you can always drop your kit, pick up the assault's kit, res him, save the ticket for the team, take the weapon off the dead guy, and hopefully the assault will get the idea, pick up his weapon back, he can then pick your weapon back. Less than 10 seconds, you've saved the ticket, you know, negated the effect on the enemy player, you've lost, the enemy have lost a ticket, you haven't. It's you know, just general good stuff, just using the battlefield to your advantage to literally the fullest. So yeah, the Recon, what a kit, and I love to use it. So if you can get the baseline down, the general advice down, you will go far. And if you want to go even further, well, we can start to get really, really, well, tricky, devious, I don't know quite what. One thing I do want to mention, though, are shots like this. I've already had one, I kind of went, that was quite nice. Those kind of shots, you know, and in fact I had one in part 1 as well, they do not happen often. And do not, whatever you do, go around deliberately trying to get those kind of no-scopes running, whatever else. As I've mentioned, none of the rifles at this point in time in the battlefield, in Battlefield 3, are one-shot kills. You must get a headshot, and thus striking the head with a bullet, no scope, or the rest, is frankly going to be a miracle, especially in situations like that. That was pure luck. You know, don't go out for those kind of kills. You'll just be wasting precious resources for your team, and you'll be wasting your own time at the same time. Besides, you'll make yourself look like a fool. So don't deliberately go for those kind of shots. You know, run around with a pistol, I'd say, most of the time, and you know, try and put people down with that if you're going from spot to spot. If you are genuinely surprised, like I was there by that chap, and you've got the bolt action rifle, take a shot. I mean, you're dead otherwise, so you may as well do it. So, you know, there's no harm in that, but don't, you know, purposely run around with just a rifle, because that will just be an utter waste. So one thing actually to bear in mind, which actually I probably should have mentioned as well as part 1. Anyway, slight digression aside. So, advanced tactics, and I mentioned I have kind of a trick shot. Well, it's not really a trick shot, it's more of an advanced tactic, but it looks pretty cool when you do it. Essentially, I call it the side saddle. Not because you'll be on the side of a horse or something like this. Aha! Yep. Good. I know where I am in terms of the video. This was quite funny. Not because it's you know, you're on the side of a horse or anything like that. You just got assault saddle. Like, I'm an assault. Yeah, I'm on a hill. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this trick shot. It's not a trick shot in terms of you jumping off a roof backwards, doing a 360 high five to a unicorn. It's just a way of staying on target when reloading and whatnot when you're using a rifle. Essentially, it all involves use of the laser sight when you're using a bolt action rifle, and you need, well, you can do it without the straight pull bolt. In fact, no, you do need a straight pull bolt to stay on to have the reticule stay up. But basically, the trick is this: essentially, when you pull the bolt back, obviously the mark, the crosshairs, everything moves around. The thing is, the laser won't. The laser will bob around and do all sorts as well. Out of those two, which one do you think is an actual true representation of where the bullet will land? And I'll give you a second to think about that, because more than likely you'll either go, you'll have a think about it and go, yeah, well, it makes sense, or, well, no, surely it should land here. And, well, the correct answer is it will always land where the laser is, which to a degree makes sense, because the laser is physically mounted on the rifle, whereas the scope, it's kind of attached. It's zeroed in, both are zeroed in. It's just, the laser, it's more closely zeroed into the barrel, I guess. So basically the trick shot is this. Essentially, if you're aiming down scope, you pull back the bolt, watch the laser pointer, have the laser on there. I used to thought, oh, pure disadvantage, you know, you've just got, you know, something giving you away. Actually, it does more than just that. You can actually legitimately get a good number of kills as a result. In fact, I'll try and find a clip which I got of what I call this side saddle. I'll clip it in here as like a picture-in-picture or something. So it's a nice little trick to know. It looks incredibly cool when you're doing it, because basically the rifle is at 45 degrees when you pull the trigger, which is pretty damn neat, and it's something you can try. Again, it's not something which you'll pick up instantly, but it's good fun to do, and it will always confuse the hell out of whoever you've shot. Now this sequence here is a comedy of errors. And this kind of sums up, I'd say, the game in general. The enemy team, they were a decent enemy team, they started to push back towards the end. But this is what I mean about using the recon kit properly. Observe, so we have this assault up here on this hill, who I just kind of had a laugh at. and he's got a recon, a couple engineers all out here, and I'm kind of like, well, what the hell is going on here? As I get another lucky headshot and then a pistol kill. What the heck are they doing up here? They shouldn't be up here. I really don't know why they're even up here. First of all, the recon who I killed, first of all, in that little comedy of errors, was not using a bolt-action rifle. An SVD at this range going towards A will do nothing. This is bolt-action territory, I'd say. If you want to use an SVD at all, it needs to be sort of around the 100-meter mark. That's where it's strongest. A bolt-action will do much more work here. So first of all, he didn't use any of his equipment. I could just sneak up on him, knife him. In fact, I jumped a blooming jeep over his head. He probably was just looking down the scope all the time. I snuck up on him, knifed him, that's fine. Then, because, he didn't have any equipment or anything up, his buddies would just spawn on, his squad mates would just spawn on each other, blissfully unaware of the fact that I'm there, and while you saw the result, 5 dead corpses. I just did that and I pretty much facepalmed straight away, because that was basically 5 tickets that their teams just lost because, well, lack of communication. And, well, that's the way sometimes things go. But certainly from my end, I was kind of going, oh my word, what am I fighting here? At the same time, I was going, I just survived that, and I did that. How did I do that? So, yeah. Anyway, so this, I guess, pretty much wraps up Recon Win, and I have actually, or will be talking for the full 25 minutes, so I'm surprised at, because I didn't think I'd be talking this long. If you want to, if you have any further questions to do with the Recon kit, I'm more than happy to answer them. It's a very tricky kit to play, I think, is what I want to try and sort of finalise on. There is a lot of sort of very basic things you can do to help you on the way, but actually getting the most out of it, you need to just play the kit, understand the quirks, its strengths, and once you know that, you can build from that. And I'm more than happy to help you, spot any flaws or anything else like that. So leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you've got. So I think with that, I better wrap things up, as tickets on the enemy team will be rapidly disappearing very shortly. So with that, I want to give one brief update, which is, well, I've got exams. Boo! So I'm still going to be putting out a video or so a week, but it might not be as 20-minute long or anything like that. However, what you will be seeing from me in the very near future is, well, part 1 of Game Dev Story, I'm going to call it. Essentially, for the newer subscribers among you, I'm a computer science student. I'm in my final year, and I have to do a dissertation project, and I'm making an iOS phone game. And essentially, I kind of said or I said in one of my videos, I might think about doing a little series on, what actually goes into making a game. And, well, plenty of you have said, yes, I'd love to see it, just, get an idea. So, you'll be seeing part 1, which is, well, frankly, design and planning, which is quite dull, but hopefully it will give an insight into what goes into making, well, a 69p or something like that app on an iPhone or an iPad. So, hopefully it'll be interesting, and, keep an eye out for that in the very near future. So guys, that pretty much wraps up Recon Win and, well, this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll find it useful. Obviously, the Recon, as I've talked about in both videos, it's not an easy kit to play. It's one of those kits where you're going to have to invest the time to, get the best out of it. But hopefully, these tips I've given you in these 2 videos will take you a long way. So, go out there, have some fun. Try and use some of the stuff I've talked about, and you'll be surprised how much further you will definitely go compared to the average Recon. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so very much for watching, and thank you so much for all your support in 2011. I'm recording this on the 1st of January 2012, so Happy New Year everyone. And thank you for your absolutely fantastic support through subscriptions, comments, likes, dislikes. It's all absolutely fantastic, and it's giving me exactly what you need. Even look at that chap's happy as well. Wonderful. It's been great. The feedback you've been giving is really it's helped me help me along, and thanks so much for giving it. So guys, as always, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this gameplay, the guide, and, well, just my general ramblings. If you want to see more videos from me, to this degree, you can always ask for them. Please leave a comment, as hopefully most of you will know. If you could leave a like, dislike, what you think of the video, that'd be much appreciated. And if you're new to my videos, you can always subscribe. So guys, as I've already said, thank you so very much for watching. I'm the Chuggy, and I will see you out on the battlefield. Hi again there, YouTube. As you've probably seen in the little text thing, here is the clip I wanted to do picture-in-picture, but for some reason iMovie wouldn't let me. Anyway, what I'm doing here, this side-to-saddle thing, watch the laser. I'm using it to try and help me line up my next shot where I can. This is the best one. Bang, crosshair no one near him. If you can perfect that, you can shoot without even having to know where your crosshairs are. Magical. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that little clip. See you out on the battlefield.